kepada CADe kerana sudi untuk menjemput saya. Saya difahamkan sebagai orang kata program yang pertama untuk tahun 2021 ya bagi CADe.
Ya, ya Prof. Tak ada role ball lah.
Suatu penghormatan kepada saya, alhamdulillah. Jadi pada pagi ini saya ingin berkongsi tajuk yang diberikan kepada saya pada pagi ini. Saya share the screen. Sebelum itu saya nak pastikan dulu dengan Prof Wan Mazuki. Program kita ni actually dia punya jangka masanya berapa lama ya?
Kalau ikut di sini sampai jam 12 Prof.
Oh, sampai jam 12 ya. Okay, kalau macam tu we can take it slowly lah. So
Slowly,
I hope semua peserta di sini dapat bersama-sama dan dapat memberi kerjasama dan dapat memberi perhatian supaya kita dapat manfaatkan bersama. Banyak benda yang boleh dikongsikan dan saya ingin juga menyatakan bahawa saya bukanlah orang yang pakar dalam bidang education ya. Latar belakang saya adalah sebagai saya profesor dalam bidang teknologi makanan. Ramai kawan-kawan di food tech di sana juga di UPM ya. Tapi what I'm going to share this morning is basically from the practitioner point of view, sebagai seorang yang mengamalkan dan yang menggunakan banyak especially penggunaan teknologi e-learning di dalam pengajaran dan pembelajaran ya. So it's all about sharing. Jadi let's co-learn together and you can also share what you have your experience as well. So it's experience sharing in that spirit yeah. So let me share the screen. So ini tajuk yang diberikan oleh CADe kepada saya, effective remote presentation for online learning ya. So ini istilah remote ini ya. Ada pihak-pihak yang persoalkan mengapa perlu dipanggil remote ya, remote teaching dan sebagainya. Tapi ini terminologi yang pada saya mungkin kita tak perlu nak deliberate terlalu detail sangat. Yang pentingnya kita semua maklum bahawa akibat daripada COVID-19 dan semua orang terpaksa go to online dan sebagainya since March tahun lepas, everyone has to go online and shift their teaching from face to face to online, and we have to get ourselves to be familiar and learn the best way to make our online class, online session more effective. Yeah, so it's all about delivering the best and the best learning experience for our students in online session. So sebenarnya sebelum ini saya tak pasti sama ada saya telah berkongsi tajuk ini dengan UPM, tapi saya percaya mungkin kalau dengan universiti lain pun mungkin ada peserta ataupun pensyarah daripada UPM yang turut serta. So saya menggunakan set slide yang sebelum ini di mana I talk about good practices for teaching online ya. Tak semestinya best practices, tapi I believe if we apply or if we use some of these strategies, perhaps it will improve or it will make our online session more meaningful, more impactful, and the students will get a better learning experience ya. Kemudian saya juga telah berkongsi dalam chat box beberapa resources, antara lainnya untuk pada hari ini sebenarnya saya nak menggunakan saya akan merujuk lebih kepada modul ini selain daripada PowerPoint ini. Okay, so you're going to have both and more. Link kepada PowerPoint ini saya belum bagi lagi dalam chat box tadi, nanti saya akan bagi. Tapi link untuk download PowerPoint ini juga ada di slide yang terakhir nanti ya. Kalau saya terlupa nak bagi link nanti, please remind me ya. Kalau saya terlupa ya. Tetapi saya ingin merujuk kepada yang ini tajuk modul ini, Engaging Learners for an Effective Online Session. Basically, ini sebenarnya yang kita nak tumpukan ya. When we walaupun tajuk yang diberi oleh CADe ini more on presentation. So presentation to me is one part of other things that we need to do when we design our course for online delivery. So the presentation part, the delivery part is only one part of it. The bigger part is actually the planning and also designing the whole course to be suitable to be delivered in the form of online, and then how we deliver it, how we actually deliver it. And as we know that for online, there are two modes, yeah? Asynchronous and also synchronous. So when we talk about presentation part or the delivery part, it has to apply both for the asynchronous and also synchronous. So maybe I think the title that Kit give to me is perhaps to focus more on the synchronous part, maybe. Yeah, but don't forget that the asynchronous part, the engagement of student engagement. When we design the course for asynchronous session, it has also to be, we have to consider also the elements, how do we engage students, yeah? So this morning is basically more on the synchronous part, okay? Now, so feel free to explore this this module. I have made this module to be quite comprehensive, but since this online module, the next time you visit this module, perhaps you will see more material there. So I'm going to improve, I'm going to update this module from time to time to make it more and more useful. Yeah, more and more useful and more relevant. Any new ideas, new tools, new approaches, new innovative, creative ideas, I will put in here in order to help users, or especially the new people new to online learning or teaching online, so that they can use this as a reference for them to help them designing and delivering the online course in a most effective way, whether asynchronous or synchronous. Yeah. So feel free to use this module, and please share this module to as many people as possible, so that a lot of people will benefit. Okay. Now, when we talk about effective presentation or delivery online, what does it mean by effective? So we will discuss about that shortly. But before that, the first thing that we need to do for any online session is to connect with our students, with our learners. Connection first. Connect, then only engage. So one of the elements of effectiveness of any online session is to ensure students are fully engaged or engage deeply during the whole session. But how do we do that? That's basically the gist of what we're going to discuss this morning in this session. It's not easy, of course. Nothing is easy. And I'm still struggling myself sometimes to engage the students. So these are actually the issues or challenges faced by anyone doing online, yeah, or teaching online. Okay. Now I talk about connection. That's the first prerequisite that we need to do. We have to connect, get a connection, emotional connection, to connect the students with their peers. So there's a peers connection, and to connect the students with the teachers or with the instructor or with the facilitators of the course. So connection first, then only engagement. You know, that's to me the prerequisite. So how do we connect? So this is the first thing that we will start off this morning. I will start the session by doing a short or brief ice breaking. Okay, and for that I would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Haji Salwan, Tuan Haji Salwan is our Ketua Penolong Daftar in CADe, and he is also a certified virtual learning VLC, virtual learning apa?
Caster. Virtual Learn Caster.
Virtual Learn Caster, Virtual Learn Caster, VLC.
Yes.
And he is also a certified NLP practitioner and so on. So thank you, Salwan, for helping me this morning.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
I pass the session briefly to you to do the short ice breaking. Silakan.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Thank you very much, Prof. Yeah. Terima kasih, Prof. Terima kasih juga di pihak penganjur. Kalau Prof sebut tadi, Prof bukan pakar, saya lagilah bukan pakarnya. Okay, Prof ada sebut tadi tentang engagement, connection. We have to connect first, then only we have the opportunity to engage our students or the learners with what we are trying to deliver. So hari ini, our session today, we will start off with only a simple session. We will take around 10 or 15 minutes. We are going to introduce you to a session, an ice-breaking session. Sebelum ni mungkin kita buat face-to-face ice-breaking session, tetapi hikmahnya pandemik yang melanda, pasti ada hikmah yang tersembunyi di sebalik segala sesuatu yang ditentukan. Kita tidak perlu adjust sikit apa yang kita lakukan selama ini, maka even online juga kita boleh buat secara, even ice breaking juga boleh buat secara online. Ya, hari ini kita akan menggunakan satu tool yang saya percaya sebahagian daripada anda telah pernah menggunanya ataupun telah pernah mendengarnya. So let me allow me to share my screen here. Stop screen. Okay. Share screen sikit. Kita akan menggunakan satu tool yang dinamakan sebagai Mural, mural.co. Ya. Sekiranya dulu kita menggunakan cara face to face untuk melakukan ice breaking. Kali ini kita menggunakan satu tool yang dinamakan sebagai Mural.co untuk menjalankan ice breaking. So saya akan invite all of you untuk masuk ke Mural saya dan sama-sama kita jadikan Mural ini sebagai satu platform untuk kita collaborate untuk melakukan sesuatu. So by the end of this session, maksudnya session ice breaking ini, saya akan juga menunjukkan kepada anda beberapa ataupun lebih dari 100 pre-built template ataupun ready-made template yang disediakan oleh Mural untuk kita gunakan, kita boleh amend, kita boleh sesuaikan dengan keperluan kita, sama ada kita nak buat facilitation, sama ada kita nak buat mentoring, coaching, even Mural juga boleh digunakan untuk digunakan sebagai alternatif kepada PowerPoint slide yang kita boleh gunakan semasa kita deliver our materials to our learners. So basically Mural ialah a digital workspace for visual collaboration. Okay, straight away let me show you the mural that I have created earlier for this particular session, for our ice breaking session, short and simple ice breaking session. I'm going to share with you the link whereby when you click the link in the chat box, you will be invited directly, specially to my Mural platform that I've already created earlier. So
saya dah share dah, Salwan.
Ya, belum share lagi.
Dah share dah link dalam chat box.
Oh, dah share earlier. Okay,
Yeah.
Good. Okay, dah share link. Okay. Oh, dah. See? Dah masuk dah nampaknya. Dah masuk dah. Nampaknya ramai dah mula masuk. Good. Okay. What we are going to do now ialah what is your online toolbox? Prof Karim selalu menyebut tentang toolbox. Saya memberi gambaran analogi sebagai carpenter. Kalau kita ada banyak tools dalam toolbox kita, at any point of time, kita boleh guna any tools yang ada dalam toolbox kita. So, Mural boleh dijadikan sebahagian daripada tool-tool baru dalam toolbox kita untuk kita memeriahkan activity teaching and learning kita. Okay, now, if you all are ready to rock and roll to join my Mural, okay, please type dalam chat box tu, I'm ready. Okay, boleh tak tolong type dalam tag chat box, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Chatbox dalam Zoom
Tag chatbot dalam Zoom. Okay,
Oh,
chatbot dalam Zoom. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Okay.
I'm ready to rock.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Kalau kita dah ready, mari kita sama-sama lakukan. Sebagai peringatan, Mural platform ni ataupun apps tool Mural ni is best viewed or best used using your desktop or laptop. Sebab kalau dengan handphone mungkin ada beberapa features yang tak dapat digunakan dengan sempurna. Okay, let us start off. What is your online tools toolbox? What is in your online tools toolbox? Itu soalan yang pertama, tetapi saya nak meriahkan sikit, cantikkan sikit apa yang saya lakukan sini. Saya nak add sikit gambar. Kalau di sebelah kiri ni saya ada boleh masukkan image. Let me do it first. Then when I give you the timing, then we'll start off doing this activity. So first of all, I would like to add some images here. I would like to add a toolbox. Hold on. I would like to add a toolbox image here. Toolbox image. Yes, toolbox. Maybe I'll just choose this one. I'll drag here, and there you go. So this is an image that I've already added. I would like to add an animated image. I'll just key in GIF toolbox, see what is it in. Okay, good. Okay, why not I choose this? I drag and I put it here. There you go. I can add not only a still image, but I can also add in animated image. Yeah, not only that. I can also add in the link to any sites, or I can also add the link from the YouTube as well. So whenever the learners click on the link, it will straight away go to the site or to the YouTube link. Okay, so I've already added 2 images here. Okay, what we are going to do now is, this is the question. What are your favorite online tools you use for your teaching? Pick only 3 favorite tools and add the logo of your favorite tools into the following toolbox. I have categorized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 category of your tools. You can just simply add in the logo of your favorite tools here. I just give you an example. For example, I just can click on the image. For example, for presentation, I always use Google Sites. For example, I always use Google Site. See what it shows. Yes, Google Site. I can just click and drag here. And please minimize or resize it. Make sure it is nicely put it here in the category. Okay. So if, let's say, you would like to have a reference, you can also double click here. You may want to refer to this site, and please double click this button. So this button will take you to a site. You will be surprised that the site is actually a site which listed a lot of tools, teaching and learning tools. Okay. Okay, you may want to refer to the site, please. Okay, please double click the button. Please double click the button if you would like to refer to the site. Okay, If not, you can just simply put in your logo here. Only 3 of your favorite tools, okay? So please, okay, go ahead. How about whiteboarding? How about graphic and video editing? Any of you would like to add something there? We have around 40 over participants today. Hopefully we can fill up the box that I've already prepared here. Okay, please, you may want to refer to the site. You can double click the button. You will straight away go to the site. Okay. Okay. PowerPoint. How about others? Google Jamboard. Oh yes, that's good. How about adding an animated image? Yeah, you have already added a still image. How about challenging yourself to add an animated image as well? Okay, for those who have already added 3 favorite tools, I'm allowing you to add more tools here. How about screencasting? Zoom, yeah, what else have you added? Okay, are you using only Zoom as your screencasting tool? How about Screencastify, or maybe Screenomatic? Yeah, okay. What else? Okay. Okay, good. WebEx. Okay, graphic video editing, you are using Google. Okay. Come on. UPM. I don't think these are only tools that you are using. Okay. Prof, you always use, I guess you have a lot of tools, Prof, that you use for graphic and video editing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, quiz and survey you're using. Okay, one of us using, I think a lot of us also using Kahoot. Okay, okay, this is very interesting. What logo is this? Okay, what logo is this?
Yeah, C to create.
Create, okay.
That's
Okay,
one video.
Oh, good.
Video
When I click there is a link for, what is this? This is only a logo, yeah. Never mind. Okay. Can someone put in the chat what logo is this? Okay. Okay, there you go. Mentimeter, PowerPoint, WebEx, Zoom, Loom. Yeah.
Clipchamp.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Clipchamp.
Yes, Clipchamp. Okay.
Below Clipchamp to see, I think create.
Is
it create?
Create. Okay.
I know there's one new video editing called Create.
Okay, that's good.
Oh no, there is the logo for Clipchamp.
Okay,
there's a logo for the Clipchamp. I can see Loom there. Loom.
Okay.
Google Meet.
Yes, Loom also here. Zoom. Google Jamboard. Whiteboarding. Okay.
Zoom can be considered as actually you can record you lah.
Okay. Presentation. Are you only using Google Sites and PowerPoint? How about others? Okay. I'm giving you another minute, so I'm going to set a timer here. I can also use timer in my Mural platform. I can just click here. I'm giving you only 1 minute more. Okay, I'll start the timer now. Okay, 1 minute more. Please add some more for the last 1 minute. Okay, then we are going to do a voting. So Mural can allow us to do voting as well. Yeah, this is something good. When we just share the link to our learners, to our students, it can be used synchronously or asynchronously. It can also be used as part of our flipped classroom activities for the effort of connecting our learners to the material that we are delivering, that we are going to deliver, as well as it can be considered as an effort for us to engage them emotionally as well as cognitively with the materials that we are delivering to them. Wow. Okay, something wrong here. Okay, what have you done? Okay. Okay. Oh.
Hilang.
I think someone has done something here. Okay, never mind. Okay. What we are going to do? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Actually.
Okay. That's Prof. We have done this very short ice-breaking activities, but I think this is quite meaningful for us to take it as a starter when we would like to deliver a more serious material during our learning session. And please bear in mind that we are only using very small part of the mural. If I just unlock everything, unlock every element, you can have a look that there are more things on my mural. There you go. And in fact, I'm using the template, a pre-made template offered by Mural. So I'm only using only one of it. So Mural can also be a tool for us to present our material, whereby when we can just zoom on what we want to show to our learners. For example, like this, or maybe like this. Okay. Okay. So last but not least, Prof, just would like to share with you only 1 minute. These are all the templates that Mural have in the platform. More than 100 pre-made template we can just simply use, or we can just key in our searching category. For example, if let's say we would like to search for mural and room, search for ice breaking, for example, ice breaking. So there you go. We have a lot of ice breaking template as well. If we would like to have other form of templates, you can just search in the template searching, and then we can use the template. We can amend, adjust the template to our needs in our learning session. Okay, Prof, I think that's all for our simple ice breaking using Mural. Hopefully you can explore further. Even though this is a paid apps, you will be given 30 days trial. I managed to get it free of charge when I applied officially with a Mural developer. We can justify that this is going to be used during our learning session. So I managed to get it free of charge as an education version. Okay, Prof, that's all for now. Back to you, Prof. Hopefully we will use a Mural in our next learning session. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you to Haji Salwan. Thank you very much. I guess Mural is not only for ice breaking. It's
That's
a
right.
collaborative.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative space.
Yes.
So it's up to our own creativity to use Mural for other purposes as well. Yeah, and yeah. How many of you have used Mural before? If you have used, or if you know about Mural or have used Mural, please type yes in the chat box. If you have not used or know about Mural before the session today, please type no. So yes, if you have used or know about Mural. If you have not used, please type no. So I just want to get some idea how many of you have used this tool in your own classroom? Yes or no? I mean, before this session, of course, before this session. Okay. Well, I can see many no's here. Okay. So it's a good thing. So maybe you can try after the session, explore. Usually when you want to learn how to use a tool effectively in your own class, in your own online class, so learn how to use it properly. And usually I will Google, for example, the best way to use Mural in online course. So you will find a lot of article, for example, 5 ways to use, 10 ways to use Mural, things like that. So that's basically how I learned to use a tool and incorporate the tool effectively in my own online session. Yeah, because tools are technological tools are as good as how the user incorporate the tool as part of the learning design. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the module here. Am I sharing the screen now? Let me check. Okay. Can you see my module on the screen? Engaging learners for an effective online session. For those who just came in, you can find the link to this module in the chat box here, but you have to scroll up, or someone can copy again and put it in the chat box. So I hope everyone can view this module on your laptop if you are using laptop now, or on your phone. Yeah. Engaging learners for an effective online session. So I'm on the home page. If you scroll down, there's a space for you. In this case, I use Disqus, yeah, Disqus or Disqus. By the way, this module, I created this module with Google Site. Some of you who are very familiar with Google Site, maybe you can recognize. So I'm just using Google Site. Google Site is one of my favorite tools to create any online module, online training module, online teaching module, and I can create any module at the 11th hour, last minute. Very, very simple, very easy to use. Yeah. So if you scroll down, you'll find this kind of space where you can type. And this one actually not part of Google Site, but is a separate application called Disqus, Disqus, yeah? And I created this one separately in Disqus, and I embed it in Google Site. So what I want you to do now, I want you to introduce yourself, your name, from which faculty, very briefly, yeah? Your name and from which faculty, and anything you want to say about yourself, very, very briefly, in this chat box. Maybe you have to sign up first, I think. So you can sign up using your Twitter account, or using Facebook account, or using your Google Gmail, and then only you can respond, I think. So can we take a few minutes, and please introduce yourself in the box here on the first page of this module. And where you can get this module, the link is given in the chat box. Scroll down, and here is a place where I want you to introduce yourself very, very briefly, who you are, your name, and from which faculty, and anything you want to say about yourself, very briefly. Yeah. So can we do this now? So once again, for those who just come in, I have given the link. So I give the link to the module again in the chat box. So in the home page, on the home page, you just scroll down and please introduce yourself in the box here. So it will look something like this. After you have sign up, then sign in using Google or using Twitter or using your Facebook account, then you can post anything here. So you just type your name, some introduction, and then click post as your name here. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do you manage to? Yeah, I can see Dr. Ang here, Dr. Ng, Yi Guan here. Okay. So let's do this activity very shortly, just to get you or to give you some idea. And I'll explain to you why I'm doing this and spend some time on this. There's always a reason why we are doing something, yeah. And I want to show rather than tell you. So that's why we do this activity. There's always a reason behind it, yeah. Okay, we have Ramiza here, Moropsky, Rosaini, from Faculty of Medicine. I can see a few from Faculty of Medicine here. Elsha, Ang Mei Fong. All right. So, how about everyone participate so that we can see there are a lot of people here. I'll give another 1 minute and wait until every one of you introduce yourself here very briefly, okay? So what you can see here, so while waiting for others to introduce, I just create this module for this session, engaging learners for an effective online session using Google Site. For those who are not very familiar with Google Site, this is a free application from Google. If you have Gmail, you can create a Google Site and you can create unlimited number of Google Site, very easy to use. And you can also embed anything that has embed code can be embedded. So this is one example of application called Disqus. which can be used to embed a place where our students can discuss, can have a discussion, can have you know, an interaction in our online course. Why this is important? Because I mentioned just now, the first thing when we talk about having an effective online presentation or online session, when we do this synchronously, just like what we are doing now, it's very important to get students to be connected with each other, okay? So I write on the introduction here, there is a general perception or even misconception that online learning is not as effective as face-to-face learning. This, to me, a perception that is perhaps in many of our mind, people's mind, that they believe face-to-face is always the best. I don't deny that. Yeah, face-to-face, you can make it more, more engaging and easier to do it in the face-to-face environment. But when we are in the situation where we don't have much choice, like what we are facing now. So when we do any synchronous online session, we have to design it in such a way that we can engage students during the whole session. So to do that, we need to learn the strategies, how we can create activities that would engage students during the session, and what are the tools that we can use effectively to design those activities and get the students to really participate, collaborate, and engage. Yeah. So in fact, actually, if we learn how to do it properly, we can design an online session to be surprisingly intimate and immersive. For example, just now, my colleague Haji Salwan has demonstrated a simple tool like Mural. It can be used for ice breaking. It can be used as a collaborative learning space. It can be used for a place where people can meet together and have a discussion. A lot of things can be done using one simple tool like Mural. So for those who have been doing online teaching, online learning for a long time, maybe it's quite easy for them because they have been doing it for a long time. But what about those who are just embarked on online learning or online teaching? They probably will be struggling and always try to figure out what is the best way to do it. Yeah? So we have to remember that online learning for many people are still very new, not only to educators, to lecturers, but also to our students. So both lecturers and students have to change their mindset. It requires educators to have a change in the mindset, changing their role from just being sage on the stage to being a learning designer. If we have an online session, synchronous online session, let's say today you have a class with your students 10 to 11 or 10 to 12, okay? Then everyone, you set up the Zoom or WebEx or Microsoft Teams. Then the students will come in. Then we'll share your screen, your PowerPoint. And then you start to just doing the same thing what you do in the classroom, in the physical face-to-face classroom, and just talk, just explain, and change the slide from one slide to another slide. Yes, that is the simplest, easiest thing to do online teaching for us. But we know very well in online, you cannot focus, the attention span is very short. Attention span is very short. So how do we make sure that the student will sit there and listen to us if all we do is talking and showing the slide? So we have to change that. We have to design in different ways. So this is what I hope I can share a little bit. And perhaps you are doing it, but maybe from the things that I'm going to share, maybe you can pick up some new ideas. Yeah. So not only they have to acquire new skill set, they means us, the lecturers, but to master it. Okay, we have to master the new way, the new strategies, the new approach, the new tools, the new application, the new platform, the new environment, and feel very comfortable using various online learning activities during the online session. Moreover, educators have to prepare their own toolbox. So I like to use this term, yeah, toolbox. So you need to have some tools in your toolbox. You don't have that. You don't have to have 10 or 20 tools in your toolbox. I would say, 4 or 5 tools. If you learn how to use it effectively, and you choose the right tool for the right application, for the right context, the right time for your purpose, then you can deliver your online session very effectively. So you need to prepare your own toolbox so that they are ever ready to use the right tools for the right purposes. So effective online teaching or effective presentation or delivery often requires more planning and more overall effort than traditional classroom teaching of the same material. And from my experience, actually, if you really want to do it well and you want to make it as effective as possible, you really have to spend time initially to plan and design your online course so that every session you are able to engage the students, you are able to get students to do rather than we teach. So we get the students to do the activities just like what you did just now, the mural activity, as well as getting you to introduce just now, just a simple activity here, just to get yourself to do something. Yeah. Of course, this something must be activities relevant for them to learn the content of the particular topic for that particular session, to learn the concept, to learn the principles, to learn, the essential things that align to the learning outcome for that particular session. So the key here, the key is to get students to do rather than we teach, rather than we tell them all the content, but let them do the activities and discover the content and learn the content by doing those learning activities. Okay, so to me, that is the key of effective delivery or effective presentation that would engage students during the whole session. Okay. Now, so very important, I think, if we want to be successful in delivering or presenting our online session during the synchronous session, the change of mindset, yeah, for both the lecturers as well as the students. And the skill set, we need to learn a new skill set, in terms of how do we design our online course, in terms of the pedagogical aspect, in terms of, how do we design and deliver the content in the way that students would really understand and achieve the learning outcome. Yeah, and have a proper toolbox, learn some of the tools and tricks of the trade, and use this effectively when you design your course, and then practice. Okay, so these are some of the learning outcome today. Hopefully, identify key elements of an effective online learning session, execute an engaging, effective online session for your course, and review the effectiveness of your online session for continuous improvement. These are kind of iterative process. We need to always look back at what we have done. For example, if you have one session today, then after that, you have to review and see how you can improve for the next session. Always get feedback from the students, whether they, what aspect they like, what aspect they don't like, and get their suggestion how to improve the next session. Because the students are the most important our most important audience, that we need to make sure that they learn something from our session and they enjoy the session very much. Okay. Now, In the chat box, I've asked you to also do a short survey. So please check in the chat box and please respond to the survey. Let's see whether you have done this. Okay, so far I can see only 8 response. Okay, in the chat box, if you can check in the chat box, there's a link to the survey. Yeah, there's a link to the survey, link short survey. So if you haven't done that, only 3 questions, very short one. Please do this now. Go to the chat box, find the link to the short survey that you see on the screen now, and please respond to the 3 questions here, okay? And I'm using Google Form. I'm sure many of you, or most of you, are familiar with Google Form, another product from Google. So I can see there are 90 plus people in the group in the session today. So I would like to ask your cooperation. Very quickly, go to the survey on the screen here. The link is given in the chat box. And I would appreciate if you can answer the 3 questions here. This is basically asking your experience so far. Whether you have been an online student, meaning that you have taken any course, any online course, whether it is MOOC or any form of online course from any platform, maybe on Coursera, maybe from even UPM, Putra MOOC, or maybe any MOOC from other universities in Malaysia or from other universities from other universities overseas from other parts of the world. Maybe you take online course offered by private training providers, platform like Udemy. There are many online platforms out there. So I want to know from all of you, 90 plus participants here, whether you have taken any online course as a student of the course, okay? Personally, I have taken so many online courses. I lost count, yeah, how many online courses I have taken. Perhaps hundreds, more than hundreds, but I have completed perhaps only 4 or 5, completed the whole course. And those courses are actually the reason why I completed the course, because I really want to learn the skill, yeah. This very specific skill actually. And I completed the course because I have the motivation to complete the course, because I want to learn the skill and apply the skill in something, yeah. So from the hundreds of courses that I have taken online as a student, I have completed about 4 or 5, maybe 5, yeah, maybe 5. Maybe not 100% completed, maybe 90%, maybe, or 99%, maybe. Okay. Okay. Only half of you have responded. This is common, yeah. Sometimes there are people, there are audience in our course. But if it's our own students registered in the course, I will try to get them, all of them, to respond. Yeah. But in a webinar, in a seminar like this, sometimes there are people who just, they don't want to do anything. They just want to sit there and listen or doing some other things while listening. Yeah. So it's okay. I get half of you have responded here. So now let's look at the questions here. I have taken at least one online course. 87% yes, 13% no. So meaning 30% have not taken any online course. I have taken and completed at least one online course. Wow, what 81%? I think that is good. At least one online course. What about 5? At least I've taken at least 5 online courses. Now it reduced from 80% to 44%. 5 online courses. I have taken and completed at least 5 online courses. So from 45% to 39%. All right. Okay. Why this is important? Why I ask this question? Your experience as a student of online course, any online course. Yeah. The reason being, let me switch to my PowerPoint. To be a competent online teacher, or to teach online competently means we can design the online course so that we can provide the best learning experience and to make it very effective for our online course delivery. First, we have to be a learner in online course. We have to experience first as a learner as a student of online course. If you have never been a student in any online course, how does that qualify us to teach online? Because we have never taught or we have never experienced any online course as a student. That's why to me, it's very important if you want to say be eligible to teach online, you first have to be a student of online course. Experience how it feels like to be a student or to be on the side of a student when you take any online course. Look at, how the course is designed. What are the elements that really attracted you when you do the online course? What really you enjoy? What aspect that you really like? What kind of activities they have in the course that really very engaging to you as a student? And only when you experience those, then when you start to design the course as a teacher, you can use that experience, the lessons learned or the experience that you have got as a student, use those experiences to design your own online course, so that you can provide the best positive and impactful learning experience for the students when you design the course. So to me, this is the first thing. Be a learner in online course first before you design your course and teach the course online. So for those who have probably who have not experienced any online course, I would strongly or highly recommend after the session, find time to take any course, any MOOC, maybe for example from Coursera, maybe from edX, maybe from also MOOC from our own public universities in Malaysia, and see the different way how they design the course, the different quality, the different efforts put in, and the different level of engagement in each of the course that you take. And you'll be surprised. And when you look at those courses, especially the good one, then you can put yourself where you are. It's kind of benchmarking, a kind of benchmarking. And then from there, I'm sure, you will have the motivation to kind of copy those elements from those courses and bring into your own course. So to me, that's a good way of looking at what people do and how you can adopt and adapt in your own online course. Yeah. So thank you very much for the response here. Hopefully others can continue to respond. Yeah, there's a Coursera. Mr. Salwan share some platform there, Coursera, Udemy, yeah, platform. Okay, now very quickly before I proceed, I can see that about 80% of you have taken at least one course from online platform. Would you mind to take another 1 minute here to type in the chat box, what is the platform that you, the course that you take from which platform? Can you type in the chat box just the name of the platform, maybe Coursera, maybe Udemy, maybe from USM MOOC, maybe from Putra MOOC, maybe from edX, from Canvas, from Udacity, from iVersity. There are so many different platforms out there. So I just like to have a quick look. Yeah, from Khan Academy, I can see from Khan Academy there. LinkedIn, yeah, LinkedIn Learning, yeah. LinkedIn has one platform called LinkedIn Learning. I'm a subscriber to LinkedIn Learning. I pay about $100 125 ringgit a month. And I have access to thousands of online courses on LinkedIn Learning. The name of the platform is LinkedIn Learning, which is LinkedIn, but they have an online platform called LinkedIn Learning. Coursera, yeah, Belal, you subscribe to LinkedIn Learning. That's good. I'm a subscriber too. Pablons Academy, Putra MOOC, Coursera, MIT. Okay, what about others? Those who have taken at least one course from online platform. What are the name of the platform? Please type in the chat box. Coursera, MIT, Putra MOOC. What else? I don't see Udemy. I don't see Skillshare. Have you heard about Skillshare? Have you heard about Udemy? Have you heard about? There are so many out there. Yeah. All right. edX, I don't see people taking any course from edX. Canvas. All right. Who else? What else? Let me share with you some of the platform. Right, so Coursera, very popular. Yeah, this Coursera. edX, Udacity, this is what is this? I don't have the name. This is iVersity, a German-based platform. This is Canvas. This is Academic Earth. You can see MIT courses are also here. This is Open Library. This is Open Learning. And many more. Okay, many more. At least there are 20. There are 20 most popular online learning platform out there. And if you have not explored all these platforms, I would strongly recommend you to explore, because you will find that maybe the courses that you are teaching online now, you will find the same or similar courses there. And perhaps when you look at those courses, the standard, the quality is much higher than what we offer to our students. So you don't want the students to look at the same course that you are teaching and they have seen the similar course in other platform, and they will start to compare. They will start to compare. So that's why very important for us to explore, take the role as an explorer as well. I consider myself as an online explorer. I always explore. I'll always explore new things, and I'll pick up new ideas and bring those ideas, adopt and adapt the ideas into my own course. Yeah. And remember, I mentioned about be a learner first. Be a learner of online course. Because if you want to learn how to design an effective online session, we talk about effective presentation, the delivery part of online presentation. We need to, we need to be a student first. So this is Mr. Nazrin, Muhammad Nazrin here. He is the professional learning facilitator, and just now Mr. Salwan, who did our activity with Mural just now, he has taken this program. This program is called Virtual Learncaster, VLC. Okay, I would encourage also, all of you here to take the certified program from Nazrin, because you will learn how you can really engage your students in online session. Yeah, but he posted this one on his Facebook, and I want to read this one because there's a very good points here. How I run my virtual classes. How do I become a better virtual teacher? The best way to learn is to attend a lot of online classes, sign up for a lot of MOOCs, and just experience various delivery style as a participant. Sometimes as facilitators, teachers, lecturers, trainers, and coaches, we are blind to the learning experience because we are not on the receiving end. Yeah, we are not on the receiving end. The students, yeah, basically. A good leader is also a good follower. Likewise, a good teacher is also a good student. Fortunately, there are many free courses, webinars, and classes being offered now. This is a fantastic opportunity to learn from the best and how they conduct their engagements online. Pick up best practices and learn new tools to incorporate into your repertoire. Soon enough, you will create a solid teacher brand for yourself that will attract people to learn from you. See you online. So these are very good words from Nazrin. And I take this opportunity also for you to look up for him on Facebook and join his program. He will advertise. He will announce when he conduct the program on his Facebook. And I think you won't regret. You won't regret to take his program. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, so let's look at the design aspect. When we talk about delivering online, when we design an online course, there are two parts. One is asynchronous, meaning that we create our online course, and the course will be on our platform like Putra MOOC or any of your LMS, learning management system. Then the students would log in, and they will go through the material, whatever assignment that you ask them to do, asynchronously, which means that they can do it anytime they like. They can log in anytime they like. They can go through the material. They can view the material. They can do the assignment. They can download whatever without the lecturer, without the teacher being there to guide them. So this is what we call asynchronous. Then another one is when we do a live session, just like what we are doing now. So you tell the student according to timetable, on Monday 9 to 10, on Wednesday 10 to 12, and on Friday 9 to 10. So 3 sessions a week where you have a live session with them. So that is a synchronous session. So imagine if you have a 1 hour session. So today we have the program is until 12. Can you imagine if I talk for 3 hours? It's very tiring for me, and it's very tiring for you. I don't think you can really sit down and look at the screen and listen to me for 3 hours. If I don't get you to do some activities in between, you will get bored, and you are not able to focus. That is normal. We cannot blame the students if they don't engage, if they don't focus, or if they are doing something else while you are, going through your PowerPoint. So that's why teaching by PowerPoint or direct, we call it direct instruction, going through your PowerPoint one by one, just like you do in the classroom, would not be effective. Would not be effective. So you have to have a mix of things. Yeah. So this is what I want to talk about in this part, design aspect. Yeah. 4 phases of course creation and development. Okay. Of course, when you look at this, some of you probably would recognize, especially those from education background or those who are familiar with online, this is what we call ADDI instructional model. Yeah, ADDI instructional model, where there are 4 phases. Okay, and we need to learn this, how to do this properly. You know, the kind of the workflow, how when we start from zero, we want to bring our face-to-face class into online. So we need to look at the design. You know, it has to be designed differently for the online environment. Identify the structure, the objective, assessment, and activity. So this is the part of the design part. Then develop. So we start to create the content in the form of online content, with the video, the resources in the form of online, assemble and test course content. So that's the develop phase. And then once everything is ready, so we have the session with the students, the live session or the synchronous session. And this is actually the focus of today's session. Today is about the delivery part, the presentation, how to make it effective. Yeah. So present course, facilitate activities, and assess learning. And number 4, of course, evaluate, solicit feedback, review results, and identify areas of improvement. So if we go through this cycle continuously, I'm sure for the first time, maybe you don't do very well. The second time, hopefully, it will be better and better and better. So don't worry. If you think you are still struggling now, if you still get a negative feedback from the students, do not worry. Do not despair. This is all learning curve for all of us, including me. So all of us are on the learning curve. Okay, I'm sure 2 or 3 semesters from now, online learning is no longer looked at as something, something different from face-to-face. We will feel very comfortable. But now we are still on the learning curve. That's why when we have a session like this, make a point to attend and to focus and to learn. And not only during the session, after the session, come back to this module and then start to take 1 or 2 and incorporate into your course. Don't try to do too much, because you get overwhelmed. So learn 1 or 2 new tools, learn 1 or 2 new activities, then put it in your course. Then learn 1 new way how you can do online assessment and put it in your course. Okay, slowly, do it slowly so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Okay, so this is the ADDI instructional model, which I would, this one of the, I would say, the popular model for instructional design. Until the instructional designer, maybe some of you are here. This is probably very familiar to you. For us who are not from education background, some of you probably come across this for the first time. Don't worry, there's always a first time for everyone. But this, to me, a good model to follow. The starting from analysis, design, development, implementation, evaluation. So this is the whole cycle, so to speak. The model that we can use to build effective online course, including the effective delivery on the delivery part or on the presentation part as well. Okay, and I've given you the link to the infographic. This one, the full infographic here. Okay, and also there's a link here, step-by-step walkthrough and ADDI model. After the session, please find time. If you click this one, it will take you to another web page this website is specifically on planning, designing, delivering your online course using CADe model. So, it will take you through step by step here on the right hand side here. This is really, to me, a very, very good website here. Will guide you. You can learn on your own. Go through the stage here. If you want to learn to design your course, and this is not only for online. Actually, this is also for face-to-face. Actually, it started with face-to-face. So now with this one, if you learn how to do it properly, your whole course, face-to-face and online, and when you do blended, will be really very, 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 very good in terms of design, in terms of the delivery, in terms of the activities, in terms of the assessment. Everything will be very solid. Yeah. Honestly, I'm still learning also how to do this properly. Yeah. Always trial and error. Okay. So you can feel free to explore this one. Okay. Now, when we do online session, especially synchronous online session, how do we structure the online session to make it effective? So we have to visualize it, we have to plan and visualize it, and then execute and implement it during the whole session. So first thing, I want all of you here to have a different mindset. Selalunya, yeah, we always focus on when we have the online session, we know we want, you have 10 slides or 20 slides. So usually our focus is just to go through the slide, explain the concept, go through the content, and then finish the session, done. Very little interaction, very little engagement. So because our focus is just want to cover the syllabus, we want to give the content to the student. That's still, I think, by and large, the mindset of most people, most lecturers. Why not we flip that mindset? Why not, don't focus on covering the syllabus? Meaning that we as a lecturer, our focus now is to cover the whole 14-week syllabus. Change that mindset. Why not empower students to uncover the syllabus, uncover the content, discover and uncover the content? And how do we do that? By designing series of learning activities during the whole session. So I have something here called 70-20-10 of active learning. Meaning that, imagine the 1 hour session as a piece of, as a cake, one whole cake. Then we divide the cake into 3 segments, 3 slices. Not equal size, but one slice 70%, another slice 20%, and another slice 10%. This is a very good conceptual way of looking at how do we structure our 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever, online session into 70-20-10. I call it 70-20-10 model of active learning. I think this is my own idea. I'm not sure. But of course, there is 70-20-10 of learning model, where 10% is through formal learning. There is a difference. This is about how do we structure our 1 hour session, 1 hour class. It could be face-to-face, it could be online, same thing. But 70-20-10, 70% of the time, we focus on getting the students to do learning activities that we design for them for that particular session. And of course, these activities align with the learning outcome for that particular session. It must be aligned. We cannot just have fun and then students learn nothing. It must be aligned with the learning outcome, and the activities can be designed at different levels of Bloom taxonomy. Some activities are very simple to get the students to learn about the facts, to get the students to learn about the definition, low level of Bloom taxonomy. Some activities would get students to the higher level of Bloom taxonomy. This is where the engagement the so-called cognitive engagement, will happen. And this can be at different level. You can bring the students to the level C3, C4, and so on in terms of the cognitive domain. Then 20% of the time can be allocated to discussion. Now 20% is basically where you as a lecturer can come in, and you can even give a normal lecture during this time, or you can do a summary of the activities that the students have done. It is kind of debriefing, a closure or debriefing to summarize what the students should have learned from the activities. Put things together, put the puzzle together. You can correct the misconception during the activities. Maybe they have some misconception that you have detected. So this is a time where you put things together, make sense of the activities, what they have learned in the activities, about 20% of the time. And finally, 10% is reflection. This is basically, in the face-to-face environment, usually we use so-called 1 minute paper, where students would, jot down what they have learned, 1 or 2 points on a paper. So this is called 1 minute paper. But online, there are many ways of doing this reflection. They can type, for example, in the chat box, or in the space that we have provided for them, or they can post somewhere, or they can tweet. In my class, I get the students to tweet using Twitter, one tweet to summarize or to reflect what they have learned during the session. So 10% of the time. This is what I call 20, 70, 20, 10. How to structure our synchronous online presentation or online session. And another way of looking at this, the 70, 20, 10 of the online class, let's say based on 1 hour as a basis, okay? So we can divide it into segments like this. This is only a rough example, 5 segments. So we can start with the activity when, the activity for 5 minutes. This could be, let's say, a reflection of or summary of what they have learned in the previous class or last week. So get them to do some form of reflection and summary. There are many tools you can use for this purpose. So this is where make use of the tools from your toolbox. And you want to do it differently in different sessions. Don't use the same tool, every time, because that will become very predictable. Great teachers are unpredictable. Yeah, great teachers are unpredictable because when they come to the classroom, students cannot anticipate, students cannot predict what they are going to do, because they have so many tools, so many tricks up their sleeve every time they step into the classroom. Okay, so the first 5 minutes, maybe you want to give a short quiz using tool like Socrative, my favorite tools. Yeah, the quiz could be, let's say, 5 questions based on the previous class. So you can see from their from their performance whether they have learned, they have got the concept correctly from the previous class, or maybe from the quiz you can see maybe they're still struggling in some of the concept. So from there you can see the gap. You want to see the gap from the previous class and this class, and then try to now do something to close the gap. The intervention is there. Okay, so always look at the gap and figure out what kind of intervention necessary. Then the second segment, you can still give a lecture. It doesn't mean that you cannot give lecture. Okay, but short lecture maybe if you still want to give lecture, okay, maybe just 10 or 15 minutes. Then let's break in between with activity, about 10 minutes. Then continue again for 15 minutes, maybe another lecture or maybe a discussion of the activity, and then finally a reflection. So this is, I think, the structure, the design when we have a live online synchronous session. This is how we structure the whole session. And when we talk about effective presentation, the 70-20-10 here are the basis that we can use. So 70% of the time are activities. What kind of activities? What kind of activities? So in this module on the left-hand side here, you can see here, task 1, task 2 until task 12. These are some of the ideas, some of the tasks that you can use as part of the activities. We are not going to have time to go through one by one, but feel free to explore this one after the session and see some of these example of activities that you can adopt and adapt for your own course. Yeah, not all are suitable. Yeah, but some probably are suitable in your own context. Right? All right, so that's about the design aspect, CADe model, and structuring the online session. Now, the next one, I want to talk about this. Effective online session. Now, before we go further, I want to ask you these questions. So please put your thinking hat now. Please don't just sit there. I want you to put your thinking hat and ready now to respond to my questions, okay? Very simple questions. When the word effective presentation, effective delivery, we are talking about online delivery, online session here. What comes to your mind, the meaning of effective? So please type in the chat box now. What do you understand by the word effective presentation, the effective delivery? Yeah, the word effective there. So can you please type in the chat box? So I have a question from Belal here. Can you please advise for the good tools? Yeah, some of the tools, yeah. We are going through some of these along the way. Short and sweet. So student can be my teacher. Why not? The concept of co-learning, yeah. The concept of co-learning, yeah. We learn from each other. I always think about, when the relationship between students and the lecturer, the professor. We as a teacher are also a learner, but we are, I imagine ourselves as a more experienced learner, whereas the students are the novice learner. But they do have their own experience, and they do know something that we don't know. So be humble enough to to go down to that level, to their level, so that we can actually work synergistically and learn from each other. The learner get the deliveries. So that's what effective means to you. Meaningful, time consuming at right timing, time consuming at right timing teaching. Get the interest of the student. My observation from my son, a student of year 6, understandable to students. So that's according to Pushpa, Dr. Pushpa. Effective presentation can means understandable to students. Client maintain alert. Yeah, I think that's very important. Dr. Osman. Meaningful and engaging. Student understand and able to apply meaningful content. Q&A session, meaningful learning. Students can understand, engaging, precise note and understandable enough by learners, engaging and make them understand, be humble. I just finished a class at 9 a.m. and my students taught me so well. I learned so much from them. their innovation is borderless. Yes, that's right. If you give the students, empower the students to unleash their creativity, you will be surprised. You will be surprised. You will learn a lot from them. Yeah. In fact, I have learned many new tools from my students. Actually, I'm not ashamed to admit that. Words of goal. I don't know what this means. Ask opinion from the students about the subject, active and strategic, develop goals and plan, versatile across contexts. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for your response. So actually from time to time, we need to ask just a simple question that we can ask the students. You can see here, task number 1 on the left-hand side, ask essential questions. And asking question is actually one of the simplest and yet can be very effective way to engage students. But I discovered that asking question is actually a skill. And I'm still learning how to ask effective questions that really can engage the whole class, all the students in the class to be really engaged. And I've tried this a few times this semester at the basic level of questioning technique, and I find it really, really effective. So now I'm very excited to learn more about questioning technique. And I've given you some reference here. If you go under task 1, yeah, I will come to that shortly. But I just happen to have the book here. If you see here, the book, Thinking Through Quality Questioning, Deepening Student Engagement. And I've given you the reference in this module. Yeah? Don't worry, the module, the book is there for your reference. But of course, you have to buy the book. And I would say that this book is one of the best investment that I made so far, because I get to learn. So far, probably I have applied only less than 20% what I've learned from this book, and I've shared some of it in this module. Okay. Now I want to talk about a framework or a model for online course design, and this is something that I think those who are teaching online now must know about this model. And this is called community of inquiry. So you can go through this model. So I write here, the master key to successful online course boils down to getting students to engage in the course. And one of the model which all online educators must know and must learn how to apply it is called community of inquiry. There are many, there are other models as well, like Gilly Salmon's model and so on. But this is one of the model, okay? So before I go further, I have a question here, and I'm using Mentimeter, which I believe most of you know about this tool now, by now. This is called Mentimeter, so you know what to do. I have a question here. We are talking about 5 different models for designing online learning experience, yeah? Effective online learning experience. So can you respond to these questions? Are you familiar? So you can scroll down in the module. Are you familiar with at least aware, yeah, of the following frameworks for learners' engagement, especially in the online course? Yeah. So you can click any of, only choose one, one that is most familiar to you. Yeah? Okay, you can click, then click submit. Okay, are you familiar? If you're not familiar, then you don't have to submit. Yeah? Only those who are familiar or have heard about one of these model. At least you are aware about it. Yeah, maybe community of inquiry, Gilly Salmon's 5-stage model, R2D2 model by Curtis Bong, Tech Variety also by Curtis Bong, Absorb, Do, Connect. Only choose one that is most familiar or that at least you have heard about. Okay, and then please click submit, and we will see the results here shortly. I think you can respond straight away here, right? If you want to see the code is, if you want to go do it by the code, you can go to menti.com and use the code here. But I believe you can do it straight away here. The rest, I put this wrong arrangement here. Actually, the question should be here. Well, anyway, okay, you can type the code 585595. Go to menti.com, and the code is there, 585595. Or you can respond directly here, I think. Click submit. And here I embed Mentimeter in my Google site. So you see, I designed this module and I put everything, I incorporate the third-party application inside this Google site, you know. Right. So I don't have a choice. I should have a choice here. I have never heard any of this model. So you have to choose only one. So I can see so far. Okay, Dr. Saira, it's okay. You have to leave. There'll be a recording of this. So I can see here, some of you have heard or at least familiar with community of inquiry. Absorb, do, connect. Okay, I can see one of you. What about others? If you don't respond, means you have you are not familiar with any of this model. Yeah? Right. So community of inquiry. Okay, at least some of you are familiar. Gilly-Selman's 5-stage model. I quite like this model, so maybe you would want to explore later. R2D2 model by Curtis Bong, and tech variety also by Curtis Bong model. These are the models that we can use to design your online course, including when you have a synchronous session, a live session with the students. You can actually adopt some of the elements here to achieve effective, so-called effective presentation or effective synchronous session with the students. Okay, so let's explore further. So these are some description of 5 models that I mentioned here. Okay, community of inquiry. This is perhaps the best known and most research approach to designing learning experiences for the online environment. If any of you are teaching distant education, yeah, open distant learning, jarak jauh, if you don't know about community of inquiry, then maybe it's time for you to explore. Those who are teaching ODL, open distance learning, must know about community of inquiry. If you do not know, or if you are not aware, then I think after the session, you should start to learn about community of inquiry, because I strongly believe the elements of this model, if we incorporate it in our course design for asynchronous and synchronous, we will achieve the effective online, effective presentation or effective online delivery, and students will get the best learning experience from our online course. Yeah, it represents a process of creating a deep and meaningful collaborative constructivist learning experience through the development of 3 independent elements. There are 3 elements in community of inquiry: social, cognitive, and teaching presence. Okay, we will go deeper into this. The second one, which we want to perhaps you want to explore, is Gilly-Selman's 5-stage model. I provide a video link here, so you can learn more about this after the session. The third one is called R2D2 model. There's a book actually. There's a book written by Bong and Zhang, Empowering Online Learning, 100 plus activities for reading, reflecting, displaying, and doing. The R2D2 is reading, reflecting, displaying, and doing. Yeah, I bought this book online from Amazon. Very good book. So if you have, if you really want to learn more, get this book. But if you don't want to buy the book, it's okay. There's you can download this paper, which give a kind of a summary of the essential things from this book. I think this is good enough also. But another book by Curtis Bong is this one, Tech Variety. This is also a very comprehensive book which contains 100 plus online learning activities. Remember, we talked about 70% of our online course or synchronous session can be based on learning activities. But you probably, you don't have much ideas. If you don't have much ideas of how to design this activity, what kind of learning activities that I can do, download this book by, this is a free book. This book is given free. Curtis Bong is very generous. He give this book for free. So you can download this book and you can see, you can get 100 plus learning activities that you can use, pick and choose for your online course. Yeah. And another one is Absorb, Do, and Connect. Yeah, by Houghton, William Houghton. Okay. So feel free to explore this, but at least download this book, adding some tech variety, 100 plus activities for motivating and retaining students' attention online, how to make your online presentation effective, learn the activities from this book. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the community of inquiry first. There is one model, if not more, if you want to be really a competent online course teacher, teaching online, study this model. Yeah, study this model, community of inquiry. So I have an interactive diagram here. Okay, let me make it full screen. So this community of inquiry, a theoretical framework for engaging online learners. So when we talk about effective presentation, these are the three main elements that we need to pay attention. Yeah? One is called social presence. The second one is cognitive presence. And the third one is teaching presence. Okay. And in here, for social presence, these are the elements. So if you have all the elements of social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence, we will achieve the so-called the best educational experience for our students. And this is applicable mainly for, not only for online learning, but also for face-to-face, yeah? But more for the online. This model is more for online, engaging online learners in our online course or online session. So we can see here for the social presence, it's about engaging with participants. The participant, of course, in this case is our audience or our students. So this is where the connection between students, between their peers. We talk about connection and engagement. We have to connect, then only we can engage. So when we talk about engagement, we have in the cognitive presence, we have to design our course in such a way that the student will engage with the content. So engagement with the students, interaction with the student and the peer interaction, the interaction with the students and the teacher, and the interaction of the student and the content. Okay, so we can see here, setting the climate. So in the social presence, setting the climate. This includes when we get a new student in our course, we have to do the ice breaking to get them know each other. is about forming the community of learners. So community, the concept of community or the spirit of community, the spirit of camaraderie, so that the students feel they have a community, they have friends in the group. Then only, we can get them to do activities together collaboratively in a group. So get them to know each other first through the ice breaking and through the activities that we're going to design for them. Yeah? Engagement with participants, setting the climate, supporting discourse. Supporting discourse means we now as a teacher always show our presence in the course online and support support the discussion or interject when necessary, or at least show our physical presence there, virtual presence there, so that they know they are not alone. Okay, so that's part of the social presence. If you see here the description, social presence is the ability of participants to identify with the community. They feel they feel the belonging, the sense of belonging. They feel they are part of the bigger community. That's the meaning of social presence. So we must design our online course so that to have these elements of social presence to make the students feel to be part of the bigger learning community in the group. Yeah. Communicate purposefully in a trusting environment. We want to create an online environment to make them feel comfortable, to make them feel safe, to make them feel part of the community, to make them feel useful. Develop interpersonal relationship by way of projecting their individual personalities. Learners want to get to know their instructors as people, in addition to their role as mentors and content expert. Okay, students are people, audience are people, so we want to treat them as a human being. So that's a part of, sometimes we use the term humanizing online learning. So to humanize online learning, the elements of community, the elements of camaraderie, the elements of friendship must be created consciously by us, the way we design the course. Yeah. Online students require the social presence of the instructor. You cannot just leave them, to be with their friends. Forget about them when we design the course. Then after we have the synchronous session, then we forget about the students. We don't show our presence, in the asynchronous session, in the forum, in the discussion. We must design in such a way that we are present there. I'll show you the example of how we can do that. So online students require the social presence of the instructor and other students to feel part of the online learning community, reduce feeling isolated, reduce the feeling of being isolated, and build trust and community. That is social presence, very, very important in our designing of our online course. And this is one of the 3 elements of community of inquiry, COI. Okay. So, example just now, when we do our mural activity, that is the what we call this, the ice breaking. Then I get the students to introduce themselves. The second part is cognitive presence. This is where now how we design our content in such a way, and our learning activities. A lot of things here will happen in the form of activities: social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. All this in the form of activities that the students will participate and get them to do. In the cognitive presence, basically the content and the activities we design in such a way that the students have to put their thinking hat. They have to now engage in the thinking process. So this is where we call it cognitive engagement. This is where the students would now, apply their critical thinking ability, where they need to do problem solving. They have to solve the problem individually or in the group. So we design the activities in such a way that students will engage in the thinking process at different levels. So this is what we call cognitive presence, cognitive engagement with the content, regulating learning, supporting discourse as well. So all this would contribute towards the, the educational experience. Teaching presence or cognitive presence here, the description, is the extent to which learners are able to construct and confirm meaning through sustained reflection and discourse. So this again, the constructivist approach, where students will construct, their own learning, build their own knowledge, understanding the concept, everything through doing the activities. Yeah, active and engaging learning activities are required for the course to be effective. Okay, so active presentation is all about getting them to involve actively. Remember 70, 20, 10 just now, 70% of the time where students engage in activities. The primary focus of cognitive presence is to develop higher order thinking process. There is critical thinking or practical inquiry that integrates existing learning with new learning. Existing learning from the previous sessions, see where the gap is, then fill in the gap, connecting with the new material, okay, the new learning through reflection, discussion, and feedback. So that's a cognitive presence. What about teaching presence? Teaching presence is the design, facilitation, and direction of cognitive and social processes for the purpose of realizing personally meaningful and educationally worthwhile learning outcome. Simply explained, teaching presence includes designing and developing the course and guiding and supporting the learners during the course delivery. That's why I started off just now, the CADe instructional model. That's basically the whole thing about designing the course. Then the community of inquiry focus more on the delivery part, focus more on how we design the learning activities, 70% of the time of the session, to engage students through the various means and get them to actively involve during the whole session. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, my dear colleagues, community of inquiry. This is something that we really need to go, and to explore further, understand very detailed about it and how we use this for our course design. Yeah. Now, oops. So now I have explained a little bit about community of inquiring and the meaning of social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Let's take a few minutes to reflect on your own course now, whether the course that you are teaching now, the course that you have taught before. How okay, let's look at the question here. After studying the information in this diagram, reflect on your own practice in online teaching. Answer the following questions. So this again the Mentimeter here. You can simply click here, or you go to menti.com and type the code. Basically, the question is, which of the three presences, social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence, do you think you have done well? Choose only one. Maybe you have done well in all three, but I'm sure when you really think about it, maybe you are not doing much on the social presence for your online course. Maybe you are doing more on the cognitive presence, or maybe more you are doing well on the whole design. But the design is good, but when you deliver it for the cognitive presence and social presence, maybe not that good. So which one do you think you have done well? Choose only one. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. So again, we have about 90 plus participants here. It would be nice if everyone can participate here. Very quick one, very simple. All you need to do is to tell us or share with us from these three so-called types of presence in the social, in the community of inquiry model for your online course, which of these three elements of community of inquiry that you think you have done very well. For example, in terms of social presence, you are always engaged with your students in the discussion forum. You always, apart from the live synchronous session, you are also actively involved, actively be present asynchronously. You always go into the discussion group, always interject, always, share your thought, share something, meaning that you are always there, even asynchronously. So there's a social presence. Maybe you have done well in the cognitive presence, meaning that you have designed the learning activities in such a way that students have to be engaged cognitively, meaning that they have to do a lot of problem solving, they have to apply their critical thinking. So a lot of things in your online course, you are doing much more in the cognitive part. Or maybe the whole design of the course is very good. You think you are doing well in the teaching presence. Yeah, teaching presence means teaching presence include designing and developing the course and guiding and supporting the learners during the course delivery. So you are doing well in the form of facilitating, helping the students. So which one? Yeah. So just choose one. Maybe you are doing well in all three, but I'm sure you can identify one which you are doing the best. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the interactive diagram that I'm using here, I'm using this program called CADe-Lead. Yeah. There's a free version, but I'm using the subscribe because I subscribe to many applications. But the free version of CADe-Lead can do a lot of things, including this interactive diagram here. Okay. I can put some tips here. All these are interactive diagram. This is called interactive diagram. I can embed a video here, as you can see. Example of social presence, video that explain more about social presence. Video explain about teaching presence. So feel free to explore this diagram nanti ya, after the session. A video about cognitive presence. So this is example of how you can create interactive content as part of content engagement with content. One way to engage content with student with the content as part of community inquiry is by using interactive diagram. Yeah. But interactive diagram is not good enough. The interactive diagram is where students interact with the content. But the real engagement with the content is cognitive engagement, where the students really have to do solving problem, have to apply their thinking skill, critical thinking skill, and so on. Yeah. So 28 responses. Thank you very much. Those who have responded. So you can see here, teaching presence is highest, social presence, cognitive presence. So there's a lot of room for improvement now. If you have been doing your online course without really understand this model, after the session, you might want to learn more about community of inquiry, and then look back at what you have done so far, and then have more of social presence in your online course, have more of cognitive presence in your online course, and be more aware of elements of teaching presence, the elements of facilitation, how you can be better in terms of facilitating your online course. Yeah. So if you go to the resources section on the left-hand side of this module, if you click resources, okay, I have I share with you here the learning design series. Okay, all of us here must learn to be a good learning designer. I myself are still learning. Yeah, a lot of things I still do not know. So this I want to highly recommend you these 3 courses. The learning design series. The first one is called Learning Design Basics, Pedagogy into Practice. There are 11,000, 12,000 students here. I'm one of them. And this one, Design a World-Class Course, a world-class online course. Okay, this is really excellent course. Yeah, excellent course, about 6,000 students now, and I'm also one of the students there. And here, Facilitating for Success. Facilitating for Success. So in community of inquiry, yeah, in community of inquiry, the elements of teaching presence, though, one of the elements of teaching presence is your role as learning facilitator. How to facilitate the course, how to facilitate the asynchronous, especially in the asynchronous session, especially asynchronous, but also in the synchronous. So this course has been designed to teach you how to be an excellent online learning facilitator. So after the session, enroll in this course for free and join one of the group discussion there. And you will see I'm also there. Yeah, I am also there. Okay. So back to the community of inquiry just now. This part, yeah, engagement, teaching presence here. There is where you want to learn more, go into each one more deeply to learn about social presence and so on. Okay. And I have shared with you in the chat box this course. To complement this module, I would recommend you to also enroll in my course here, Engaging Online Learners. This is the MOOC, Massive Open Online Course under USM MOOC. Join this course. Okay. You don't have to you don't have to do it now after the session. You can do it. I've given the link also in the module as well and in the chat box. Yeah. So if you log in into this course, you will find under topic number 4, Models for Learners Engagement, more detail about community of inquiry. Okay, more detail about community of inquiry, which I would highly recommend if you want to be a really competent and good online course teacher or facilitator. You need to learn more about these 3 elements. So for that, this course here, under topic number 4, okay, there's an overview of framework, community of inquiry. Then I give more detail, lesson 3 here, more on the social presence, each of the element, yeah? Social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. For example, here, under social presence, you can see, I'll give you actually the learning resources, yeah, to explore further under each one. This one under, let's check. Anyway, feel free to explore and find more information about community of inquiry, because to me this is the basis. Everyone in order to deliver the best learning experience online is using the model here, based on this model, community of inquiry. Okay. And under resources here, again, under resources, you will find, if you, yeah, this is a free book just now, adding some tech variety you can download. And this is a book I mentioned just now, Thinking Through Quality Questioning. Of course, there is no free version. So you have to buy the book if you want to learn more about thinking, about questioning technique. Why do you want to learn more about questioning technique? Because there is one way, one of the method, or one of the technique that you can use as part of the learning activities during the synchronous session to engage students in thinking. So the cognitive engagement just now, cognitive presence, cognitive engagement in community of inquiry. One of many ways of doing it is by doing questioning, by using questioning technique to engage students, in thinking. So we need to learn more the technique. There are many techniques we can learn from this book. And there are further readings here for you to explore. These are selected readings. Yeah, it's worth to spend some time to go through some of this so that you can learn more about the technique that you can use for student engagement. Yeah. Okay. What else here? Okay. Under community of inquiry here, there's one activity here. By the way, when you look at my module here, or my online course here, you see when we design for asynchronous, you can see how I put this thing together for asynchronous. Yeah, so you can see there are a lot of activities. You can even when you look at my another course here, there are a lot of activities. Yeah, so get the students to engage in the activity like this, and then get them to respond, watching the video, everything, then give them further reading. So there's always an activity, remember? Okay, if you want to learn more about community of inquiry and want to assess your own, so-called your own presence just now, this is a very good good exercise here for self-evaluation. If you open this document, this is actually a worksheet that you can fill up. Community of inquiry, web activity worksheet. So this one to assess, to do your own self-assessment, what you are doing now as part of your learning, online learning course design. And if you want to improve further, start with this one. Yeah, the basis is community of inquiry. You want to see, whether you have all the elements of social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. So go through this. Yeah, go through it. Put what you are doing now in terms of social presence, what you are doing now in terms of cognitive presence, what you are doing now in terms of teaching presence, and under new strategies column, what you can do now to improve, or what are the new things you want to do now with respect to social presence, what are the new things you want to add now as part of cognitive presence and also for teaching presence as well. But before you can do this exercise, you have to really understand, yeah? You have to really understand the model first, the community of inquiry. So spend some time to study and watch the video, everything that I provided in this one, yeah, in this diagram. Right, so effective presentation online, effective delivery. Remember, in online course, in our online course, there's always the audience or the students become the community. If you are talking about online course for 14 weeks, there will be a community. We want the students to form a community that can work together, that can form a friendship, that can form a strong bond for 14 weeks. If the connection does not happen, or if you don't make any effort, any form of activities to make the connection happens, then do not put too much hope to achieve an effective student engagement in your course, whether asynchronous or synchronous. So that's why in the social presence and community of inquiry, we first need to focus on making a connection first. Then only we can look at other strategies and activities that would engage students in the course. So why it is very important to build a connection? Because connecting students with their peers and teacher is a prerequisite for student engagement. So connect first, then only engage. Then it's very important for us to create and to foster a sense of community and belonging. In an online environment, it's easy to forget that students are real people. Students are at home, remember? They are at home, they feel isolated and physically isolated from their peers. And therefore, if they have a very vibrant, very friendly online community in their course, to the extent that they feel they can relate to their peers, they can talk, they can share with their peers, so become a family. So creating an emotional connection is important to foster the camaraderie spirit and long-term bonding throughout the course. Usually, sometimes I think most of us tend to forget this part. We ignore this part. We take for granted that students would get together on their own. No, we have to design as part of the social presence in our online course, whether asynchronous or synchronous. We have to design to get them to connect first, and not only connecting, they will engage and they will form a good community that have a strong sense of togetherness and camaraderie spirit. Yeah. And just now, earlier, Mr. Salwan has shown us using Mural to do the ice breaking. So now, maybe not now, I can ask you to spend 5 minutes to explore this course as part of the activity, but I think now I want to skip this part. But after the session, feel free to to go to each of this course and see how they do the ice breaking. Yeah, how they do the ice breaking. For example, this course, engaging online learners, is this one. Okay, so let's see here in my course here. You can see begin with hello. That is the ice breaking. Begin with hello, getting to know each other. So you see how I design it. Hello there, I'm Karim. Nice to meet you here. The fact that you have landed on this page means you are ready to embark on a new journey with me and fellow learners. If you are passionate and motivated to create and deliver a memorable learning experience for your students, this course is designed for you. Tighten your seatbelt and get ready to rock. say hello. You know, I put some effort here to create this image. I think I create this image only in PowerPoint, then I capture the screen, this part, and as image, then I insert it here. Make an effort to, you know, to really make the presentation of the course itself, make it as interesting as possible, you know. Say hello. So I'm telling the student here, say hello, get involved in interesting conversation, ask questions, and have fun. Then ask them to, you know, change their profile picture, because some of them don't bother to put their picture, because in online course, in online, especially in the asynchronous environment, the face of the student, the face of the teacher will, you know, will make this people feel and relate to each other. If you don't see the face, where is the humanizing part? Where is the human part of the course? But some lecturers, they are very reluctant even to put their picture. So they must have a personal reason for this, so I don't want to say more about that. But if the student don't see the face of the teacher, then I think, and research has shown in online course, showing your picture or your webcam, your video, you know, will really make it very, very, you know, useful for the students, because they know if they can see the teacher. Use tools like what call this Flipgrid. Yeah? This tool is called Flipgrid, where the students can introduce themselves here. And Flipgrid can also be used for discussion, for summarizing, and so on. And you can see the students are talking, you know, to the, you can see them directly in the video. And another activity here, students create their own ID. So this is how it looks like, you know, they create their own ID. So these are only some example of activities that fun and get them to know each other. You can use CADe-Lead, it's very popular. You can use CADe-Lead as well. There are many other ways of doing it. Yeah, these are one example of ice breaking or getting to know each other, to create the sense of community, sense of togetherness in the online course. Okay. If you look at this course, for example, design a world-class course. So I'm already signed in because I'm a student in this course. Let's see how they do the ice breaking. Say hello and play. In this case, the instructor asked the student, the new student, to play the "Where in the World Are You" game. And this is an instruction. And this is how people respond. If you scroll down below, scroll down far down, you will see me introduce myself. So very interesting way of, you know. So this is how, when the new student come to your course, you know, they want to feel they are part of the course, although it can be in some remote place in the world, but they come together in this course that you have designed for them. So that is the element of making connection, and the element of social presence in community of inquiry. So feel free to courses. Yeah? Now, when we talk about effective engagement, effective delivery, and effective presentation, it's not only you talking for the whole 1 hour. So that's why I was trying, you know, I'm trying to demonstrate throughout the session today, from time to time, to engage you in the activity, so that, you know, you don't have to listen to me for the whole period, you know. So you see, the attention span nowadays is very, very short. According to research by Microsoft Canada an average human attention span is only about 9 seconds, and the goldfish has an attention span of 8 seconds only. Can you imagine that? Yeah. So therefore, for effective presentation for online course, we have to, the key is, and the challenge, of course, the challenge and the key. If we can have the key to open the door of student engagement, then we will successfully, deliver effective presentation or effective delivery, which to me engage the students, engage them emotionally, engage them, cognitively. So when we talk about engagement, as you can see here, behavioral engagement, effective engagement, cognitive engagement. Okay, behavioral engagement simply looking at how they are how they are putting their effort to focus, to participate, to collaborate. They will jump at the opportunity when the teacher asks them to respond in the activity. As we can see in the session here, at any one time, only 50% of the participants really participate. Okay, the rest are maybe for some reasons they don't want to participate. So this is a part of the behavioral engagement, effective engagement. That the how they are connected emotionally to their peers, in the course. So the connection just now I mentioned again and again, the importance of connection, effective engagement, and cognitive engagement. If we are able to design our online course, whether asynchronous or synchronous, during the synchronous session, these three elements can be incorporated and blended together effectively, then what we will achieve is the students will get hooked. The students will get hooked. So when the students get hooked, just when the fish get hooked, it's very difficult for them to escape. So this, to me, all of us should strive to hook the student, not only to engage the students, but to hook the students throughout the session. It's difficult, but doable, achievable, if we put the effort there. The students as well as the teacher as well as the students both put their effort, So this is another model for student engagement. The acronym is CORE, Model for Student Engagement. They call it success, curiosity, originality, relationship. If you want to read further, I think the full article is available in the link given here. Strengthening student engagement. So there's a detailed explanation of what does it mean by success, what does it mean by curiosity. For example, you want to design, some form of activities, gamification, and so on that would invoke curiosity among the students, so they would want to, participate actively in the course. So the three is essential element of engaging online course here. Engage, interact, and action. Engage means when we design our course, design appropriate learning activities that would engage students at various levels of cognitive domain of Bloom taxonomy. So this would contribute to the cognitive presence in our community of inquiry model just now. Design appropriate learning activities that would encourage students to interact with their peers. This would address the social presence in our community of inquiry, and also the teaching presence in our community of inquiry model just now. Action. Design appropriate learning activities that would allow the students to do and create tangible output. So remember the 70-20-10 just now. 70% of the time is where we get the students to do, not for us to talk, but to get the students to do to get the students to put their thinking hat. They engage in the cognitive, cognitive engagement. They have to engage in thinking, problem solving, discussion, and so on. Yeah. So engage, interact, action. So if when we are talking about effective presentation for online course, effective delivery is about looking at these three elements that we need to design into every session of our synchronous session. How do we engage them? Engage them cognitively, engage them behaviorally, engage them effectively. How do we get them to interact? Doing the group work. For example, if you do jigsaw, one of the activity that we can do online, I'm sure many of you are very familiar with jigsaw technique, but for face-to-face, how do we do jigsaw online? If you do jigsaw online, 1 hour is probably sometimes not enough. Maybe you need 2 hours. And during the 2 hours, 2/3 of the time, students would be busy working in a group, busy explaining, discussing with each other. No one will be left behind. Nobody will have time to do anything else because they are busy doing the interaction in the group. So jigsaw is one of the activities that would really, one example of activity that really put these three elements together: engage, interact, action. Yeah, jigsaw is only one of the example. I have not added jigsaw in the task here. I think I will add it later. But you can find one video on my YouTube. I've done actually one webinar on if you go to my channel, you go to YouTube and type my name and go to my channel here. How to design jigsaw. Yeah. So I'll instruction and study material. I'll put the link here. Share the link for this video. If you want to learn how to do jigsaw online, yeah, which to me very, very powerful way of doing online session, engaging student in online session. Doing jigsaw in online course. So you can find the link there. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that's the link. So it is worth to if you are interested to use jigsaw in your online course, can listen to this webinar. Yeah? But jigsaw is one example of online course that would really integrate these three elements here: engage, interact, and action. And you will have social presence there, you have cognitive presence there, you have teaching presence there as well. Yeah. So other things about promoting engagement in online course, you can see there. People need people, interaction. Yeah.
Sorry, Prof. Excuse me, Prof. I think you have to switch off the YouTube.
Sorry?
You have to switch off the YouTube, Prof. Sorry.
Oh.
And now I'm doing the.
Yeah, my YouTube is not playing. All right. Can you see my now my screen now?
Yes, bro. Yes.
Okay. So promoting engagement in online course, gamification. Yeah. For a long time, I don't put much attention to gamification until recently. I think the last 2 months, then I realized, hey, gamification can be a really powerful way of engaging students. Yeah, so you can, not every session, not every class that you want to do gamification activity. Yeah, maybe one or two. But to me, this one of the activity that we can explore. I have not added here on the left hand side example of gamification that you can do, because I'm still exploring and I want to give the best example. I have not added also jigsaw as one of the tasks or learning activities that you can do during the online session, during the synchronous as well as asynchronous session. But these are some of the things that you can do as part of getting students to engage, yeah, in your online course. Okay. Right. So these are some of the elements for engagement. Yeah, you can go through. So the rest of this thing, because I want to leave about 20 minutes for Q&A. So the bottom line is, to really engage the students in our course, effective presentation or effective online session, especially for synchronous live session, I think it's about getting the students to be involved in the as much as possible. So by designing learning activities. So if you go through here, task number 1, how you can use questioning technique. Task number 2, reading activity. Reading activity can be very powerful, but how do we design the reading activity to be very effective? Okay, so for example, you can give the students material to read, but after that you can design questions based on the article, and then after that, when they answer, you can see whether the student have really understood what they have learned. So the type of question that you design is very important. You must make sure the questions are designed to ensure the students have learned, have understood the concept, have understood the main principles, the thing that you want the student to really understand the content. Yeah. So Socrative.com, I use this to design questions. So for example here, after the student have read the article, I get them to do the exercise. So I show you one example here, because I don't want to spend time for you to do this activity. The good thing about Socrative and why I love it so much, I can quickly see the performance of the students. For example here, live results. You will see for your home currently. So yeah, this one, the exercise last time. So ini exercise, this one exercise from the previous group. I managed to do this exercise. So basically what I did, I asked them to read this article. Okay, I give them like 5 minutes or 10 minutes to read this article about COVID. Then I asked them to answer the questions. Okay, and these are the results. These are the results. The questions is here. So these are the questions that are designed for them. So imagine you ask the student, for example, spend some time. This is during the synchronous session. Instead of you talk about a topic for 10 minutes and show 10 slide or 5 slide, what about give them one article to read? Maybe this is a short exercise, and then after that, ask them to answer the questions. Then from there, you see the results. Yeah, you see the results, and you see, oh, the red color means wrong answer, the green means correct answer. So you can see number 1 here, number 2, number 6. So now you know that, okay, what is question number 6? So you can check what is question number 6. Then you can discuss further. So this is where the engagement akan berlaku. This is where the engagement really with the content, the engagement of the students, and you can see whether they have a misconception, whether this is the area that they need to have further deliberation, further discussion on this to make sure they understand the concept, they understand the principles. So as simple as reading activity, if you do it online as part of your asynchronous or synchronous session, there's a lot of things you can do by using the tools like Socrative here. Okay, that's a reading activity. So don't forget a simple activity like reading activity, simple activity like questioning actually can be very, very useful and very impactful. You don't have to use state-of-the-art technology tools if you don't want to, but a simple activity like reading and questioning is all you need to have. Yeah, but of course, you know, this one activity based on video. So for example, during the session, during the presentation, during the online session, you can play the video, watch the video together for 3 minutes. Then using a tool like TED here, you can students can watch the video. Then after then they have to answer the questions, dig deeper, discuss. So for example, if you click the link here, it will take you. So this is a free tool. All are free tools. Choose the video that you want them to. It could be your own video, could be any video. So they will watch the video. After they have watched the video, then the next thing they have to do, they have to go to the next step, think. So you can see here there are 5 multiple choice questions and 5 open answer questions. Who designed this? You, we design it as part of the learning activity during the session. This can be asynchronous. It can be done during the synchronous session. So when they go to think, they will answer the questions, or they have to log in first. They have to answer. There are 10 questions there. They have to go through and answer the question. If they answer it wrongly, they can go back and watch the video. Then after that, they will go deeper, dig deeper. So you ask the question to, you ask the student to read further. Then after that, they come back and discuss. You design the questions for them to discuss in group together. Simple tool using TED based on the video. Share your thought. Another example here. Okay, read this article and then let them discuss, and put it in the a place where they can respond. They can respond to the activity. Yeah, for example here. So they can put their discussion here, or you can give them the place to respond. Okay. Or you can create groups for them to discuss. So for example, depends on the type of learning management system that you use. Yeah. Like Moodle and so on can do this. So here you can create a group and they can have discussion in the group. Oops, click the name. Right? So they can post the discussion and the discussion will appear here. Okay. So debate. Some of the courses are you can use debate as part of the learning activity. Yeah, there are many ways of doing debate online. You can set up actually Mentimeter for this purpose. One group will agree, another group will disagree, and they will post their discussion. Those who support the those who are the group who support the motion will post their discussion here. Those who disagree with the motion will post it here. So that's how you can use debate online, or use a tool like CADe-Lead. Yeah, CADe-Lead is an online tool where you can do online debate. So you can see here, debate is another example apart from Jigsaw just now, where you can get the social presence, the teaching presence, and the cognitive presence really come together. So the community of inquiry model can be really achieved using debate as one of the learning activities that you can use. So I want to stop here. The key to this to the effective presentation is engagement, and the key to engagement before get them to connect first, then engage them through the various tasks, the various activities that form part of the 70% of the activities during the whole session. Then the 20% where you can come in, you can give a normal lecture, or you can do a closure or debriefing, and 10% by doing a reflection. Yeah. If you see how my students do reflections, I ask them to do reflection by using Twitter. All of them have to tweet. So if I search IMK221, no result for wrong. IMK221. So there is how their tweet summarizing the topic. And can you imagine 60 students, one student tweet summarize 1 hour session with one tweet, 60 students, 60 tweets, and they can see each other's tweet. A rich amount of information from one class. Okay, so that is the reflection part. I use Twitter. You can use other tools as well. Okay, so feel free to explore this one and my course and this course, of course, and my course here. I've given you all the links to access this one, and also the PowerPoint. Let me give you the link to download this PowerPoint. Yeah, this one. You can take the picture of the slide now. And I've given you also here the link to other module as well. This is a comprehensive module, how you can transform your class into online course. This module, which I've shown you, my MOOC, another module on resource center, and another module on DIY instructional video. This module, transforming your class into online course, if you click this one, it will take you to this one. And I'm giving you also FOC, and this is quite comprehensive. Feel free to explore when at your own time. But if you really go through this module, I think there's more than enough to help you to design your own course. Yeah. So I'd like to stop here. Let's look at if you have any question, or you can also unmute the microphone, I guess, to ask any questions. I'll try to answer. But again, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing from the practitioner point of view. Anything that you think useful and beneficial, you can use, you can adopt and adapt. you are doing something better than what I'm doing, you know. Feel free to share with others. Sharing is caring, yeah. So Prof Wan Marzuki, maybe I'll start with this point.
Thank you very much, Professor Abdul Karim. Okay, so we open for Q&A sessions. Okay, if you have any question, you can unmute your mics, and then you can directly ask Prof Karim's. Okay, if you have any questions, or you can put your question in the chat rooms.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at question in the chat. I don't see questions, maybe. So there's no question, I think, in the chat, yeah? Unless we can, I don't see any question in the chat. Yeah. So maybe they can unmute the microphone, yeah. If they want to
you can unmute the microphones, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no question in the chat, so, all right. No. Can we, okay.
Okay, any questions? Maybe Dr. Maizura, you have any questions? We have here, there is a lot of our staff here, it's many staff here.
There is one question here. How do we apply? Oh, I think Mural. Question about Mural.
Okay.
How do we apply for free use? Or does UPM plan to subscribe for the faculties who may need it? I don't think so. I mean, in USM also, we subscribe only for some application, but it's not practical for the university to subscribe for individual application because it's going to be too expensive and we do not know who is going to use. So we encourage our staff to subscribe, to invest. You know, this actually, to me, I look at it as investment. I subscribe to many applications. Some are expensive, some are not that expensive, but I think I get value for money for almost all the application that I subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for your ideas about the subscription, Prof. Karim. Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Dr. Ramiza, do you have any questions?
I just want to mention some of the application that I subscribe. Yeah, I subscribe Canva, the pro version, the paid version. Canva. I subscribe to, maybe I just type Canva. Generally, I subscribe to LinkedIn Learning, LinkedIn Learning. I subscribe to apa lagi ya? Banyak lah. Subscribe to apa ni? Oh, nak bagi list tak boleh ingat, banyak lah. So kalau put together, I think I spend a few thousand ringgit. Tapi I pay at different time lah. Tak terasa sangat lah.
Okay. So okay, one question, Prof. Karim, from Prof. Zuriati Ibrahim, I think. Okay, in the chat room.
Prof. Zuriati, can you share your experience on how to conduct online laboratory or practical activities with the students? I have not conducted any lab. Actually, when come to practical part, this is a common question actually. When come to practical part, amali ataupun hands-on, maybe it's best to online. Probably is not the answer. You see, the online course or online learning is not the answer for everything. I think anything that is knowledge-based, anything that is theory-based, we can do very well online. But anything that is related to lab is quite limited. Of course, we can do some form of virtual learning, VLE, using VLE, virtual learning environment. But it's still quite new and quite difficult to design on your own. But even VLE, virtual learning environment, can only go so far. But for practical, especially for critical skill, especially those in medical and engineering and so on, I don't think we can do it online effectively, and maybe even not acceptable to the professional board and so on. Yeah. So yeah, the answer to that, for practical, for Amali, maybe virtual learning environment to some extent, but it's best still we have to do hands-on, face-to-face. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Ramiza. Okay, you have a question. You can unmute.
Okay.
Unmute. Okay, your mic first. Okay. Sila.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Wan. Assalamualaikum, Prof. Karim.
Salam.
Okay, from your session, there are a lot to be done, to be improved. Okay, and then also in terms of designing the lesson, as an educator, we should also consider the theoretical framework. So I also wonder, in the designing process, do we need to also consider the receiving end? That means that the students, like if you have video, will the students complain, oh, I have to use a lot of my data to download the video, to listen to this and that. So so my question is, in the designing process, we as the educator, do we also need to consider our students who are receiving the information that we are sharing with them? Thank you, Prof.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, of course. I think that's why here I have a slide here. Always start with the end in mind. The students. I think we have to consider also as part of when we design our course, start with the learners in mind, because they are the receiving end, as Dr. Ramiza tadi, said just now. They are on the receiving end. So whatever we do, we have to consider who they are, where they are, what kind of, especially for online, what kind of internet connection they have, whether they can access, whether they can go through, watch the video and go through the activity, whether there any interruption, what about their, so the feedback. That's why we need to get feedback for online course. We don't wait until the end of the semester or end of the course to get a feedback. I think we need to get feedback on regular basis to make sure that there's no students will be left behind, no students will be deprived of the same learning experience. So if they have problem or issues in any of the thing, for example, they have problem to watch the video, so we have to find ways. In order to not to cause problem on the students. So far, I consider for my course I'm quite lucky, because all the students have no issue in accessing the course in terms of the internet speed and so on, and there is no complaint about the data and so on. So I'm sure we have to be proactive in getting the feedback from the students. You can design a simple Google form, to get their feedback and act on the feedback, not just getting the feedback, but take action on the feedback. So kita kena prihatin and be very empathetic, very empathetic, the empathy must be there lah. Kena fikirkan selalu keadaan pelajar supaya they are not being deprived lah. So I agree that always think about the students, the receiving end. So this slide actually say that very clearly lah.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Okay, I think one more question from Dr. Adilah Roslan. So thanks so much. I have one question. How did you manage to cover all the syllabus if you do 70% of activities in the class? I have always wanted to do this kind of activities, but I'm afraid I don't have enough time to cover the syllabus. It's from Dr. Adilah Roslani, Prof.
Yeah, that's the common concern. So that's why I always mention we need to to change our mindset, you know, from the mindset of covering the syllabus, which don't feel guilty, because that's how what we have been doing for a long time. Kita kata kita cover syllabus 14 minggu, ya. Jadi in order to cover the syllabus, we just go to the class, you know, show our PowerPoint and just give lecture. Itu kaedah yang paling mudah dan paling orang kata apa, sure punya lah. Pasti kita boleh cover the content because we set our own pace, kan, senang. Tapi kalau macam itu, then it's still very much teacher-centered and we were not able to engage the students cognitively. So what we can do is it possible to cover 14 weeks material? Alhamdulillah. I've been doing this for, I think, many semesters already, doing this kind of 70-20-10 of active learning. So, kita kena tengok, okay, I'll show you, nak jawab soalan ni, because I don't want just to say that boleh buat, tapi betul ke boleh buat, ya? So, if I can show very quickly the course that I'm teaching this semester, ya, very quickly, food food ingredient, learning for. So this semester, I hardly give, in terms of lecture, probably 30% in total. So this is my course, okay? So I have actually 14 weeks course, of course, 3 credit. I have 9 topics to cover, as you can see here. To cover, masih lagi guna istilah to cover, though. So these are the content, okay? These are the content, as you can see here. I have 9 topics to cover, okay? And I have assignment, big assignment, roundtable discussion. So this week we start to do roundtable discussion, or last week we start to do roundtable discussion, introduction, okay? And you see, I have actually here, these are the content. And the student can access this content asynchronously. But during the actual session, like this one, the actual session here, what I do, activities. Okay, the activities, those activities are designed to cover, for the students to cover. When they do the activities, they will learn the content. That's how you design it, including the jigsaw, especially for big topic like this one. This is a big topic here. Come and stabilizers. This is the biggest topic in the course. So I do jigsaw is very suitable actually when you have a big topic, a lot of content to cover, a lot of facts to cover. So jigsaw is really a good program, a good activity to do. So as you can see here, put your thinking hat. All these are activities, learning activities, in addition to the activities that they do during the synchronous session. This one is asynchronous. So you have a mix of learning activities that you design for asynchronous as well as for synchronous session. But all these learning activities are designed for the students to learn the content without you giving lecture on the topic. Macam tu, yeah. So for example here, okay, this is actually one of the activities, the cognitive engagement dalam community of inquiry tadi, that take them to the high level of Bloom, the higher order thinking in the Bloom taxonomy. And this is actually a real industry problem, a real practical problem. that they have to solve based on what they have learned asynchronously and also during the synchronous session to be able to answer the question here. Okay. Boleh ya?
Okay, I think okay, Prof. So we already arrived on the end of the sessions. Okay, it's already 5 minutes. Okay, so once again, thank you very much. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Abdul Karim Alias, Director for Center for Development of Academic Excellence, CADe, University Science Malaysia, for sharing session with us today. Effective remote presentations for online learning. Okay, and then on behalf of Center for Academic Development, University Putra Malaysia, okay, I also want to thank everyone for joining us for our webinar series today. So if you have any feedback and suggestions, okay, please do not hesitate to give your feedback and suggestion for our online CPD training programs through our emails cadelatihan@upm.edu.my. Thank you, everyone. Okay, stay safe, stay home, and we love UPM. So thank you very much, Prof. Karim.